Yo, what's up, y'all? It's your boy AJ. I'm back at y'all today with another build video, okay? Last I put out a build video, I think it was my 2-way 3-level shot creator. If you haven't checked that out, make sure you do check it out. I dropped it yesterday, but I'm coming back at y'all today with another video. This, I forgot what the name of it is, but we're about to see. It's like a 2-way high fly or something, but this is essentially like a Russel Westbrook build, like a prime Russel Westbrook build, alright? So before we get into it, y'all, make sure y'all leave a like and a sub on the video, man. We're real close to 1,000 subs, man. It'd mean a lot to me if we could hit it. So go ahead, please do that. And also make sure you turn notifications on, man. I also appreciate that very much. But getting into the build itself, so you're going to be a point guard. You're going to be 6'3". You want to put your weight at 220. And make sure your wingspan is 6'9", okay? This is going to allow us to have, you know, good defense. You know, that's a pretty long wingspan for a 6'3" dude. So yeah, let's get into the stats, and I'll go over the stats, and then we'll get into the badges after I talk about the stats and kind of where I would put your specialization at, and you know, maybe where your max plus 1s and 2s would go at. But yeah, let's get into it. So you're gonna start off with an 81 close shot. You're gonna do a 76 layup. And you're going to have a 96 driving dunk, okay? This is going to probably be your main scoring move right here. Moving into the shooting, you're going to have a 75 mid-range, an 83 ball, and a 70 free throw, okay? Pretty good shooting for the most part. You know, it's viable with this year's shooting, with how much easier it is to shoot. This is very viable. Getting into the playmaking, you're going to go with that 82 pass accuracy, the 86 ball handle, and 91 speed with ball, okay? So you're going to be able to get a lot of the dribble moves you need, as well as be very, very fast with the ball, okay? Very quick. As well as your passing is going to be pretty dang good. Moving into the defense side of things, I went with a 91 perimeter. That'll really help out. With our size being a little bit shorter, that's really going to help out a lot. And especially help us get more bumps and potentially, you know, ball pickups. With the steal, I only went 61, really, because I ain't gonna lie, like, steals is not that hard to get, and also you're not really getting steals that often in this game, to be quite honest with you. I just wanted that bronze interceptor. So yeah, 61 on the steal, and then I didn't really touch interior or block because I play with a big man, and that's what he's there for. The rebounding, you know, I said this is like a Russ build, but obviously if this was a real Russ build, it would have rebounding, but for the sake of the stats and the build, the rebounding's pretty low, 30 and 51. And you know what? It's not that big of a deal, I don't think. If you're playing Park, this should not matter, okay? You should not be worrying about getting rebounds. That's what you have a big man for. And then with the physicals, obviously I have 91 speed, because as you know, your speed has to be at least the speed with ball minimum, which is 91. So I have to at least have a 91 speed. I did 81 agility, 73 strength, and 85 vertical, okay? So this build is very athletic, y'all. Very, very athletic. It is going to be able to do a lot of things. Okay, so let's get into the badges real quick. You get silver float game, bronze paint prodigy. That's not that big of a deal for this build. I mean, if you like doing floaters, then cool. You'll be able to do them at a decent rate because you only do have a 76 layup. So I wouldn't prefer doing floaters, but it's there if you need it. Also with the layup, you get bronze layup mixmaster and bronze physical finisher. Okay, so like I said, this build's not really meant to be doing layups. You're meant to just blow by and do crazy dunks in the paint. And getting into that, you have that 96 driving dunk. That's going to help us get Hall of Fame aerial wizard and Hall of Fame posterizer, y'all. You will be able to dunk on people pretty crazy on this build. Why is the cat meowing? Sorry. Moving into the shooting, you have a 75 mid-range. And an 83. Yo, why is this cat? Yo! Cat, stop meowing. I'm trying to record a video. She's just meowing for no reason. 75 mid-range and 83 pointer. You get bronze Deadeye, bronze shifty shooter, bronze mini marksman, and silver set shot specialist. Okay. That's more than enough for this game, y'all. I'm not going to lie. You really don't need nothing crazy on this build in terms of shooting. You really don't. The shooting is more than easy enough this year. And with this mostly being an inside scoring build, this is good enough because you still will be able to pose a threat on the three-point line to the point where they might have to play close-up on you, which will allow you to do the blow-by. Moving into the playmaking, we have silver break starter, gold dimer, and silver versatile visionary. This is good just for, when you're essentially going to be playing with a spot-up shooter on this build. So having that gold dimer is only going to help, you know what I mean? So that's good to have. 86 ball handle, that's going to get us silver ankle assassin, silver handles for days, silver unpluckable, and gold strong handle. And that plays in hand with the strength that I'll get into in a second, that gold strong handle, which is nice because you're going to be driving close to a lot of people. So you want to make sure, you're not being, bothered by defenders as much when you're driving. And then the 91 speed with ball is just super helpful. You get Hall of Fame lightning launch. I mean, this is really good. So yeah, you're going to be very quick off the jump. Okay, the 91 perimeter is going to get a silver challenger, bronze immovable enforcer, Hall of Fame off-ball pest, and the two more important ones is on-ball menace and pig dodger, both on gold. Okay, that's pretty damn good. Okay, you're going to be a pretty solid defender when it comes to playing defense. All right. And then, like I said, you get bronze interceptor. I didn't really touch steel that much because I just don't think it's very necessary this year. But I did think having bronze interceptor was a nice addition just to have. But mainly the perimeter defense. And then over here we got gold, a slippery off ball. We've already mentioned all those badges. And then, like I said, these are the three badges that helped with that strength, which is the bronze movable enforcer and physical finisher. But the gold strong handle is really what is important here. And the reason we have 85 vert is just because Hall of Fame posterizer requires you to have 85 vert. So yeah, that's the badges right there. Now, when it comes to doing your specialization, I would advise two different categories. You could do shooting, or you could do defense. Don't do playmaking and don't do finishing. Your finishing is already high enough. There's no point of touching any of the layup badges because that's not your build. And there's no point of having a max +1 and a max +2 on your specialization because both of these only require 1. So you'd be essentially wasting a badge, I feel like, because these are your two most important ones. Now, you could do shooting, because if you get a max +2 on shooting, you can get set shot specialist on Hall of Fame, which is beyond me, which is crazy. I don't know, if you don't have access to a badge, can you get it on bronze? I don't think you can. So you could get, essentially Hall of Fame set shot specialist, and then you could either put Shifty or Deadeye up to silver. And the reason I say no playmaking is because I don't know. I just don't think it's worth it to do a max +2 and 1. I mean, I guess you could, because then you could do lightning launch on legend, and then maybe you could do dimer on legend. Max +1 here, max +2 here. So maybe playmaking is worth it. You know what I mean? Maybe you want to do playmaking. To have legend dimer and legend lightning launch, that could be pretty damn crazy. So maybe do playmaking. That's actually, I didn't think about that. Because not only would you be crazy quick, you would be able to be diming people up with legend dimer. So maybe do that. Maybe that's what you want to do. The reason I said defense is because potentially you could have either legend on-ball menace or legend pick dodger with that max +2. And then you could have Hall of Fame or the other, which is crazy. Think about it. You could have legend on-ball menace and Hall of Fame pick dodger on this build if you did that defensive specialization. That would be very crazy. And rebounding, no, obviously don't touch that. So honestly, if I was going to do it, I guess pick between shooting, playmaking, and defense. Whichever one you prefer more, do one of those three. And honestly, the more I think about shooting, the less I feel like it's worth it for this build. And maybe either do playmaking or defense is what I'd advise. Either do playmaking or defense specialization on this build. So yeah, and then when it comes to max plus cap breakers and all that, you can put that wherever you want. That's just kind of up to personal preference. But yeah, that's the build. The name of the build, I think, is a two-way something, something, something. We're about to find out. It should be in the title. Two-way blow-by high flyer. I'm surprised it doesn't have Russel Westbrook as one of the build names, but maybe if I had higher rebounding, it would. But either way, that is the build. All right, y'all. Make sure y'all leave a like and a sub on the video, man. Make sure you put them post noties on. I'm going to keep posting these build videos. Either way, make sure y'all have a great day, and peace.